Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently working on getting this war against Garamantia finished up, and we're very, very close to having this be finished. So this is absolutely phenomenal at this point. Let's see what happens with this siege tick up here. Not a whole lot is the answer. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. We've got these guys heading over to here, but I actually want to turn them around. Unfortunately, they're locked in over this way, because I want these guys to come here. Okay, now we can force march this unit out over this direction. They're going to be trapped by the forts up over here, so they're getting pincered in here. This is not great for them. The head of the Zadoki family just died. Okay, beautiful. And the Rob Kamrim. Okay, Kohanim, actually. So we're going to need to do something like that. Any actual colonizable provinces? No. That's fine. So we're going to head on up over this direction. This siege should end any moment now, in theory. And let's just head on over. Looks like they're planning on sieging here, remarkably. Actually, no, they're planning on sieging right up over here. Okay, so let's head on over. That should be fine. We will be the defender there. And when is this battle going to occur? 1 August? Let's delay that by a day. Okay. 3 August. Looks better. We're going to come in and reinforce out over here. I'm not even going to force march them. And we'll see what happens here. Should be interesting. Elephant hunt? No, thank you. Okay, so how are we rolling here? Pretty well, actually. This is going pretty okay. So no real problem there right now, especially with reinforcements on the way in. Unrivaled wealth, huh? We're going to take 100 gold of that. So this is now done, and we want to come up over here. We're at 46 war score at this juncture, so everything is looking good. And the question is, how much of this are we actually going to be able to take? So these guys don't need to come up here. They could go like here, hypothetically, although I don't think we actually need to push up any further than this. This looks absolutely fine. So we can just do something along the lines of this. We just need to cap here and have this auto cap finish up, and then we'll see how much we can take. Okay. So something like just a little longer here. That. So now the question is, what can we actually take here, right? So we're at 60 war score, and if we were to take this, that would be fine. Obviously, I don't necessarily think they're going to accept all of this. What's going on down here? There's weirdness happening down here. Okay. I don't know why we have to select this state individually, but whatever. I guess that's fine. This is 92 right here. So if we take this, that's 101. That's 102. And that reset everything. Okay. So we're going to take everything that we can out over this way. Again, I don't really know why some of these states are not being taken as a group, but okay. So this is now showing up as 118. That's extremely different. Okay. I'm going to select just these capital regions. Now here, we have to go down this direction. We cannot grab this because it's not considered adjacent. So that means that we have to go down this direction. This is now adjacent. That's 106. That's 113. Okay. So what can we get this down to and have this be viable? That's 102. And that reset it again. Okay, that's really, really obnoxious. Huh. We can definitely grab a lot of this. We can grab everything down here, which I want to take. I absolutely want to take all of this, for sure. 100%. I'd love to take this and this. That brings us up to 92. And then this is now 101. That brings us up to 102. That's 101. If we click this, that'll reset everything. And that reset everything too. That's obnoxious. Okay, so in that case, I think we're going to have to do it like this. So we're going to take all of this, once again, all the way down here. That reset it? What? Okay. this is getting awkward. No doubt about that. Let's grab everything here. This should not reset it. There we go. And then we want to grab this and this. This I'm going to avoid this time. Instead, I want to see about this. So that puts us at 108. Okay, 107, 106, 101. That's 100. They would not accept this, but that's just due to months at war. So let's push on forward for now, and let's have these guys make their way on up to this fort here. Okay, so that seems fine. House ticking war score? Noted. Okay, so at this point, this is exactly 100. They have 18 reasons not to do this. So this is what I think we're going to be able to get out of this, and that's okay. So we're going to head on up over this way. These guys are heading on up to cap here. That'll give us some additional war score. But yeah, that's very awkward, particularly down in this region. But okay, whatever. These guys are still retreating. Okay, good. So checking in here, what's their reasons now? 16, due to months at war primarily. So that's understood. We're going to need to take a little bit more territory out over here. And these guys, they're going to go here instead, because we're going to be sieging here. So that looks good. Oh, hello. No, you don't. Stop moving, please. Thank you. We're going to need to force march out over this direction, because we need to eliminate this force. They retreated to here, which is awkward, but that's okay. A heresy? Okay. Very rude. We're going to see if we can catch them here with our force march. It's a definite maybe. Looks like that's a yes, actually. So that's beautiful. That will net us a little bit of additional war score. We're up to 72 at this moment, and now 73. We might be good now. Let's let this battle finish, and we'll check to see if they'll let us peace out with our desired war goal. Any moment now on that battle. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. 0 reasons. Okay. So that's fantastic. We just need one more, which we'll have on this month tick. So that seems perfect. There we go. That should be all we need. They'll now accept this. This is a maximum peace deal. We cannot get anything more out of this. So that's perfect. I mean, we could, like, make them our vassal or something. I don't think it would even let us do that, though. Yeah, no, that's not going to be a thing. So we're just going to do this and carve into them significantly. Perfect. So we're going to pull these guys out, and I want these guys up over here. These are going to come down over to here, and then these guys, I'm just going to pull directly back to, like, Alexandria. Something along the lines of that. So that looks perfect for right now. We're going to need to get some construction going there. And that brought our aggressive expansion up quite a lot, right? So if we go look at Olby and look at their opinion of us, it's at 131 right now. We can improve relations somewhat, but how much can we actually boost that by? 0.74? Yeah. So we're going to have to wait a little bit here. We can get this up by an additional 25 with sending gift. We need like 40 more opinion with them. So that's not going to be an option for a while. How much of that is due to aggressive expansion? 10. Okay. So that's absolutely noted. So these guys, they're going to be on road build, and we're going to have them build roads up in this northern area. Are these guys going to be unblack flagged here? No, is the answer. So they're going to have to walk all the way back over to here. Okay. So for now, we're going to walk down over this direction, and I'm thinking this line here would be like the boundary between our two road builders. So we'd have these guys coming down something like this, right? And then come up to there, build a road across here like this that connects into our existing road system like that. Make sure that there's a triangle structure there, come up here, triangle structure here, come in here, and build all along this coastline. Then we're going to want to backtrack out over here. This is reasonably fine, but I want to make sure that we have a connection like that, and then come down here, a connection up here as well. Okay, and then a connection here and here. A little messy up this way, but it'll do. As far as these guys go, we'll need to wait for them to arrive back before they can get their road build orders. So they're on their way. They'll arrive in the eventual. So that seems relatively fine for now. Boy, they're taking a long time to get here. Okay. They will eventually arrive. That's for sure. There we go. They should be unblack-flagged. There we go. So build road, and I'm going to want them to build roads up here. Then they're going to come down this direction and get roads built all along these sort of singular lines, right? So that'll be something along the lines of that. And then this would build up over here like this, and then down this direction. Make sure to have a connection here, and then a connection up like this, and then come down to there. From there, we come back up over this direction, building up over this direction, and then also making sure that there's a connection like that. And that should be all that these need. There is a connection up over here. It just doesn't show up because of the weird way that that renders. So that looks fine for now. Let's see about building any hunting camps that we can. We can build 2 of them. Okay, and then let's see about no logging camps to be built, but there are a bunch of farming settlements. We'll get these going. Excellent. And then from there, we can just build a couple of slave estates, and that will be absolutely fine. Perfect. So now we do need a governor up over this direction. That would be this guy. Looks good. Okay. So these are going to be building for quite a long time. These guys apparently forgot their order to go to Alexandria when they became unblack flagged. Let's just move them back on over to Alexandria. And in the meantime, we can work on some construction here. So at this point, I'd like to sort here. Oh, granaries raided. I'm sure this guy can cover the costs. It'll be fine. Okay, so Hadrama would be the next location, which is right down over here. We'd be working on this entire state. Okay, so we're producing furs here. This is fine. We really don't need this grand theater. Let's put in 3 mills, 3 slave traders, 3 taverns, and 2 forums. Okay, slave estate here looks good, and then a slave estate here is fine. This is currently a port, and this is producing myrrh. Let's move that over to a slave estate. This should absolutely be a farming settlement. There we go. And what are we producing here? Yeah, that looks good. No problems in these locations. Okay, so we've got this city here. It's awkward. We don't need this library, that's for sure. We could use a pair of mills, and then everything else here is pretty okay, but I'm going to get rid of the 2 aqueducts. We're a long ways away from PopCap, so I'm going to put that instead into a tavern and a forum. Looks good. Farming settlement here is fine, and then here, this is a research city, primarily. It's got this foundry. We should get rid of that and put in, instead, a noble district, a court of law, an academy, and that'll be good. Okay, so there's that location done. Next location would be Mazar. So that's right up over here. Okay. There's this fort here, which I think is a semi-useful fort. It'd be more useful here, though, to be honest. I'm going to get rid of this slave estate. We're going to put in a fort here. And this fort I'm going to get rid of. Now, this is a production city. It produces livestock. Let's get all that going. We don't need a great temple here. And we can put in slave traders and a pair of taverns. There we go. This is fine. No issue there. Here we do not need a great temple. We can get rid of that and then make this into a standard production city. So something along the lines of that. Excellent. This city here produces grain. Again, production. So that'll be wonderful. No great temple needed. We can put in a slave trader. We can put in some taverns, and that's all looking good. This is currently a barracks. Okay, we can move that over to a slave estate. This is a blacksmith, which I guess is fine. Mine here, and we're lacking money for this, but that's understood. We'll get there. Farming settlement looks good, mine looks good, slave estate and slave estate, both of those are fine. So that is absolutely no problem whatsoever. This should become a production city. Let's get rid of this court of law. We're going to need to get a foundry building immediately, and Parthia needs a governor, so we'll put this guy in. We also need a new Rob Arakut, and we're going to take some gold here. Absolutely. Okay. So, back down in Mazar. We're going to need some additional money to get this completed, and we're only making about 200 a month right now. It's not tremendously high. What is our current wages? Fort maintenance can be dropped to 0. That'll save us some money. It's not a huge amount, but there we go. That'll do. We can get some mills going in here. That was only 2 of them. And we're going to need another 8 buildings here, so that's definitely going to take a little bit, but I'd like to get this state completed before we move on. And we'll probably think about going to war next, maybe vassalizing Macedon. That would be an interesting thing to do for sure. So next up, we're going to need slave traders here. This guy died. He was the admiral of the First Navy. Okay. That's absolutely noted. No major issue there. Okay, so we managed to get 2 slave traders built here. We now need 5 additional buildings, and 3 of those are taverns, which are cheap to build. So that's absolutely great. We should be able to get 4 at least done in the next month tick, I think. Yeah, we should be able to get at least 4 done in the next month tick. I don't know if we'll get all 5, but it'll be close. So here's the month tick right now. Beautiful. So there's 1. Never mind, we're not going to quite get all of these done. That brought us down to 115, which is unfortunate. But we'll definitely get them all done in the next month tick. So, there we go. We're going to get 2 here, which is going to be like 132 gold. And then here would be another 132, so we need like 260. Actually, we're going to be a little short on this on the next month tick, but definitely the month tick after. So that looks good. Oh, wow, we barely made any money that tick. Plus 90? That went down by like 100 over what it was predicted. Yikes. Okay. Well, that's not ideal. We do have some low food supplies, and we'll take a look at that as soon as we get another influx of cash here. So this is going to get us a tavern. This month's tick was slightly better, but still not good enough to get this all done. We had a significant drop there. No doubt about that. This is probably due to our stability. Yeah, that stability is pretty low. We should actually do something about that. I'm going to go into our religion, and I'm going to do a divine sacrifice, and a second divine sacrifice, and a third divine sacrifice. We have plenty of political influence. That's not a concern. Then we can hop in here, build this forum, and that looks great. Shame of a governor, huh? We can amend this guy's resignation, and then we can put in this guy instead. Evangelism in our lands, very rude of them. And at this point, the question is, how are we going to go about dealing with Macedon? These guys are our vassal, right? Yes. We are currently integrating them, yes? Yes. They're going to be done very shortly. Okay, sounds good. So there's still the Macedonian revolt here. I'm thinking about declaring on the Macedonian revolt specifically. In order to do this, I want to get some of our navy over this way. So let's get these guys over to Alexandria. And where's our other naval force at? We have 2 naval forces. No, I don't want to disband that. So that's these guys up over here. Yeah. Come on over to here. I want to attack the Macedonian revolt at this moment. So we'll get that going. These guys are still building their roads, and I'm assuming these guys are as well. Yeah, that'll be going for a while. So no major issues there. That's, of course, cutting into our income a fair amount as well. So that is good to know. So we're going to get the Macedonian revolt fully taken over here, I think. It's a little awkward that none of this is colonized up over this way, but we'll probably be able to soon enough. We'll get Macedon under control here. The plan is probably to vassalize Macedon, and then the Macedonian revolt, that'll need some additional work. So in terms of what we can improve opinion with here, it's only 6 6 points. Yeah, we definitely need to do something about Macedon, so we'll get them taken over soon enough. Okay, so we are currently in port here. I want these guys to stop drilling and instead embark. And our first navy is going to drop them off somewhere out over here. It doesn't really matter where as long as they're in Greece. So that is wonderful. We can do the same thing with this army that's currently in Alexandria, with their goal being to come up over like here-ish. Should be fine. So we're going to move these armies in, and we'll have no trouble crushing the Macedonian revolt here. Which apparently Macedon isn't interested in doing. So we'll deal with that for them, and then we'll take Macedon as well after that, is the idea. We're not going to do the two simultaneous. I think we'll do sequential. That'll help our aggressive expansion, for one thing. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. Okay, so these guys are in position here. I'm going to want them in, like, Lamia or so. Because we're going to need to take over some territory out over here, right? But that's absolutely fine. Our second army should be getting pretty close. Yeah, they're sailing over. Looks good. So our military is very nearly in position here. And then we'll just declare over here soon enough. Was that an integration? That felt like an integration. It was. Fantastic. Okay, so there's an integration finished. Absolutely wonderful. Also, I wanted to check in with that integration on settlement buildings, and there are none. Noted. We can now colonize out over here, which we should definitely do. We'll get that going. I'm surprised. Oh, it's because we can colonize from here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense in a weird sort of way. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. We'll do that. So now I want... The Macedonian revolt just ended. Okay, that's interesting for sure. I wasn't planning for that to happen right then. That changes things. I'm going to force march this 40k stack up. We're going to want at least one stack up here if we're going to fight Macedon directly. Yeah, the Macedonian Civil War ends. Wild. So we've got some provinces starving here. I want to check in on what we've got going on here. So we're at minus 70 food. It is currently March. So this is going to flip around. Let's give it a month tick and see what happens. But I'm also interested... Yeah... What do we got going on out over here? Okay. We could definitely use some additional food production over here, it seems. Or even just importing a little food. So let's import some grain from Laconia and from Laconia. There we go. And let's let this month tick happen and see what happens here. Judea is starving. The others should be okay. Plus 27 at this point. Okay. So that looks reasonably fine for right now. Now, these guys are going to take a while to march up. I definitely wasn't anticipating fighting Macedon right now. There's no doubt about that. They're going to take a little bit to get here, and it is about time to put a cut in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to go take over all of Macedon. The goal, and there's also this out over here, the goal is to vassalize Macedon overall. I don't necessarily want to take their territory, although some of it, like this down over here, we're probably interested in taking. But that'll all finish up soon enough. We've got these guys finishing up their road build fairly soon. There's not too much more that they need to do down here. So those will be freed up pretty soon as well. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Andy McGard, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.